Many people today don't know what Title IX is or only have a faint inkling about it. What is Title IX? Why was it created? And how has it affected our community? 50 years ago, being a successful woman in sports was near impossible to accomplish, mostly due to gender discrimination. Only a mere 7% of high school athletes and 15% of college athletes at the time were female, and the support these athletes received was little to none. The belief that men were the superior gender to participate in the high competitive nature of sports was common among the public, yet women felt that they deserved the same equal treatment in sports. This led to the passing of the Education Amendment of Title IX, proposed by Congress and signed by President Richard Nixon. Equality was needed, and that was what this law set out to create. But what exactly was Title IX, and what did it achieve? Title IX directly states that there will be non-discrimination on the basis of sex in education programs or activities receiving federal financial assistance. What does this mean? In simple words, sports and education within federally funded schools will have no discrimination based on the gender of the participants. Initially, the measuring of discrimination seems impossible. To achieve this, Congress set up new values that would constitute whether or not the school was equal for women in their education and sports programs. The equal treatment and opportunities for female athletes was the two determining factors of how a school should adjust to meet their equality. These could be proven through any 3 tests a school chooses to allow girls more chances to play sports. The first test is that the school can add a new sport for females on a regular basis to meet the days for when limited opportunities were available. The second option a school could choose would be creating a proportion of male to female sports equal to the amount of male to female students. For example, if there is a percentage of girls who attend the school equal to 35%, then 35% of the sports the school holds should be female. The final test a school's administrators can choose is the amount of interest in sports for girls. This one is a bit complicated, but a school must survey female attendees to receive information on what sports they are interested in, and fill in specific sports based on amount of local competition and demand. Outside of the tests, a school must equally fund and support their female teams, such as providing new uniforms on an equal basis compared to the men's teams. Also, equality publicity is enforced within the schools, like the same amount of spreading awareness of their events. Lastly, available resources should also be identical to boys, like equal time on the field or court, or 2 separate fields or courts of the same condition. Today, Title IX is considered a huge stepping stone for gender equality, and the amount of women in sports has significantly increased within the 40 years Title IX has been in place. Unfortunately, not a single school has lost their federal funding, the consequence of disobeying Title IX, while most schools are not in compliance with it. Also, non-federally funded sports have reign over what they do. For example, the NBA, which isn't in association with the WNBA, has right to the money they earn and is therefore dominant over the NBA because of the media publicity they gather. In conclusion, what do you think about Title IX? Is it a well-structured law? And how can we change the way non-federally funded sports are equalized?